Kann ich mal nebenbei weiterspielen. Was habe ich? Jetzt habe ich den Anhang ein bisschen verloren. Richtig, richtig jetzt.
Because they took down the top turret and shoved up the minion wave. That's a lot of gold there that Curse has to farm very far away from Dragon. So they've set up for the next Dragon pretty well here. They just needed to spawn now on the map, and then they can go for it.
It's going to be a big pickup. As we said, the gold lead's 2K, stretching a little bit. It was 1K, and just between that pause with that kill onto Quaz, they were able to get a little bit more. So they're taking advantage when they can, and definitely adapting to the movement of Curse. See what Sneaky can do. He's back to lane. We just saw him get pushed out. Elimination, looking to be safe. They're not
Jetzt nebenbei hier noch den Curse Gaming spielen sehen. Das ist schon cool.
Sneaky not be sneakily ganked. Because dominate.
Wurde auch Zeit, dass es weitergeht.
So much CS though. 140 to 93. The closest is Boy. We know Vlad's an exceptional farmer in the game, but still, you got single target.
Oh, da geht's wieder los.
Dominate, getting a little bit harassed. That's a wall right there.
Die wollte gerade den Blue klauen, gell?
Nobody saw that. Lemon's got your back. He made it over with that. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's why he's there. Nothing to see here.
3 pink wards down here for Cloud9 on their own side of the map. These pink wards aren't even placed in enemy territory. These are not offensive pink wards.
The regular ones.
Was darf's denn heute sein?
The regular ones, which, wow, 4 pink wards down on the map already at 14 minutes here for Cloud9.
And they have 3 sweepers that's here.
Dangerous rip up.
Very dangerous.
They don't have jump.
A lot of movement coming up. Set 4 pink wards. Vision ward definitely being one right now. And I only see 1, 2 wards.
Wenn stehen blieben wäre, hätte den Red Buff schon.
Quas is going to get this. Balls has vision because of that pink ward, and Quas knows that pink ward is still there. They only hit it twice.
Yeah, Quaz is definitely communicating. You can see on the bottom right of your screen. He's talking it out with the team. Their focus is a bit on this bottom lane. Nobody else is really hovering down. Going to be focused here onto Boy.
So they've almost got Sneaky to the point where they're fine leaving him solo. And Elimination, it opens him up to roam around the map to make plays or to help Pi get over those walls that he face plants into.
It's good that Cop has actually got the Bloodthirster in his hands. He can start charging that up and somewhat combat the damage that Sneaky has, but not if he's been catching axes all day long. They have a great lane going on the bottom between Sneaky and Elimination right now, and nothing that Meteos has really had to tag on.
Yeah, has most of his visits have been top here. I'm surprised that they weren't able to make anything happen. But as we saw, Vladimir very underrated champion in the game, especially in the short lane. He does have that.
Once you get a bit more health, you can try to just walk along with him after the pool and take him out.
Yeah, actually.
So machen Geschäfte Freude.
You just can't target him. He's not invulnerable. That's a mistake a lot of people make. You can still kill him.
Right, like he holds Ignite, you saw the chain.
Hab nachgedacht, Captain. Warum errichten wir nicht ein eigenes Lagerfeuer am Strand? Den Jungs würde ein Ort zur Zerstreuung sicher gut gefallen. Was sagt ihr?
Has just broken the 100 mark, but he's still about 30 behind Boy. Crushing down the waves with Tides of Blood and Transfusion and allowing himself to roam, but it's only really been in the jungle. And that's where Meteos has been. Always invading.
Yeah, you know, we saw a lot of early movements from both junglers and successful ganks by both, but it's calmed down so much here. You can tell that Cloud9 was just waiting for that dragon to respawn, and they're making the call already as they go on top, so they don't lose out on the minion wave either. They're trying not to sacrifice anything for this dragon and just gain that global gold pretty much.
Die LeBlanc kriegt einen viel zu großen Farben, das ist Wahnsinn.
Ja.
Aber irgendwie ignorieren sie gerade die Mitte so ein bisschen.
Halfway up the hill, it looks like they're going to head back home. Cop in the mid lane, though, as we said before, Vladimir not the best turret taker downer.
Yeah, Boy, especially going super defense here. You know, High's having to work overtime, just bouncing back and forth between top and mid lane, trying to clear waves once they get to the turrets. But he's the perfect champion to do that because he can keep hopping this blue wall. He's jumped over the golden wall 3 times already.
Top lane. The rest of the team kind of switches up here. Now they're going to put the force into the mid, looking to crush down the structure on mid.
I'm really waiting for Curse's first move because they've got the flashes on their amazing crowd control. Annie into Wukong, into Vlad.
Die LeBlanc farmt sie deppert.
Ist der scheiß Stream bei mir eingefroren.
Into
Oh nee.
even a counter strike from Jax could be potentially, you know, on paper that sounds like, yeah,
It always sounds
if
good when you say
Cloud9
it.
are
Bremen
together,
war da richtig gut
that
farmen.
is going to be one hell of a combo. But hard to pull that off because Cloud9 are very adept at playing against these two-fighting combos. Like area effects, you saw them defeat CLG. CLG has a great similar composition with area effects. They just spread out so
Ah, ist
well.
cursed.
And then re-engage after
Jetzt sind die ein bisschen. Die hängen ein bisschen hinterher, ne? Die haben noch keinen Turm down. Auch mit dem Gold her, ne?
Ja, der Turm macht etwa 100 aus, ne?
Naja, ja, trotzdem. 3000 und 300 ist ein Unterschied. Der Volley kommt nicht richtig gut zum Farmen in der Mitte.
Ja, aber Turm sind glaube ich 650 fürs ganze Team.
Without teleport though, he's going to have to actually be able to defeat his opponent and create the pressure there. So,
Klippe voraus, Sir!
a lot of help here. With the repeat visits from Medios, he hasn't gotten that nice early lead. And having to go with that Hexdringer delayed his combo of the Trinity Force plus Blade of the Room.
On to dominate, very favorable fight up against the heavy team. Needlessly large rod for high as they're now able to get that bit of that explosive damage out. Quite see somebody get zeroed out with the death bar just yet. But a 3,000 gold lead means that it's Curse trying to protect their turrets right now, and Cloud9 poking away.
Since Cloud9 do not want to dive this turret, they have to make high rotate once again. They pull off the 5-man mid and send him up top to clean the minion wave. As soon as it gets there, he's able to arrive in time. And again, non-action from both teams here.
And how do you actually, when you're being sieged by a team with a rumble, how do you even get back on them if you want to? You're just going to eat them.
So the flashes, like I said, are all up here. If Curse want to initiate, they can pull the trigger. They just have to be sure that's a good spot, and they need to land those abilities on multiple people. Because if they don't, and Cloud9 are able to dodge,
It's got to be the on-target.
the re-engage here is intense for Cloud9. They can turn on single targets.
Top goes back to the bottom lane. Looks like Sneaky hasn't left that for quite some time either. 215 CS, 20 minutes into the game. He is going to be a big rate.
And that defensive line of pink wards that we pointed out earlier is still up. That's why I like using them as defensive wards, because Curse will not make a lot of passes through your bushes on your side of the map. So they'll last for a very long time, whereas they use mostly yellow wards when they're in Curse's side. And those ones invisible, you're going to have to get some sort of sweeper or pink ward of your own.
And I feel like that works even better with how much Medios was counter jungling, because we haven't even seen Dominate try to cross that river to get into camps and pits. So those wards are alive for days.
And the lone pink ward in Curse's
Ja, jetzt haben wir aber schon mehr wie
taken out now.
31 und 29 sind über 2 K Unterschied, fast 3.
Ja, ich sage das. Der Wladimir kommt echt zum Farmen, ne?
I do have to applaud High though, because I always am rooting for the assassins to pick up their own sweeper, so they can create their own picks, and they don't have to rely on their team to clear out vision for them. He has got it on LeBlanc. Very excited for that, because LeBlanc is the one that's looking for those picks right now. She's got her Deathfire Grasp. She's at the point where she wants to be in the position to 100% one of these guys.
Actually just going out, sweeping the ward up by Wraiths to make sure they can do it as soon as possible. Sweeping that out, he actually heads towards the top lane because he's got some minions to farm.
Yeah, he's really just been on cleanup duty. This LeBlanc has not had the opportunity to get into position for those kills because he's rushing back and forth, trying to clean up all of these minion waves.
Vor allem hier Draven, ne? Der wird langsam zu stark.
Not working
Ja, aber
as
der
well as
farmt
he did
pervers.
on Teemo, but this is basically
Der
what he did on
240 fast.
run to a lane, clear it out, run to a lane, clear it out. Right now, their mushrooms are those minions. They're keeping the vision up in their favor.
That W max on LeBlanc that everybody does
Easy
now.
way to play.
Pretty much the only way to go, especially if you're going to play like this.
Got 3,000 gold in the favor of Cloud9, which Curse has actually been doing a good job of keeping quite consistent. Yes, they are behind, but they are not not letting that grow to a terrible amount. That's what's really been keeping him in the game. We haven't seen a full team fight on this.
Das ist ein richtiger Schub gerade, der Scheißdrache.
Yeah, I mean, well, since they're taking the non-action
Ja,
path
immer
and
halt, ne?
farming up, trying to rely on the Vladimir and the Jack scaling, they're going to continually seed these dragons away to Cloud9. So the gold lead will increase. It just takes that respawn dragon every 6 minutes, trying to wait on that for the extra gold for Cloud9 to build up their lead more and more.
It just makes it so much harder when you easily give 3 dragons away like that. But first can't do much. They are biding their time until they can get through the fight.
Die warten nur auf eine Gelegenheit, ne? Also.
We now gonna try to lead something up.
Dass die anderen Fehler machen. Aber im Moment würde ich sagen, dass das Spiel verkackt Curse.
His work cut out for him. 6 auto attacks. Gonna be strenuous.
It's probably scary. He's like, he doesn't know what's on the other side of that wall, though.
So that's what the lantern is for there.
Well, yeah, after my
Aber wie ich immer sage, ne? Es ist erst dann zu Ende, wenn es zu Ende ist.
Richtig, hat man in dem ersten Game hat man das richtig gut gesehen.
More Cloud9 in the middle. Looks like we may have a storm here in a second.
Yeah, so I really want to see if Curse decide to have Dominate try and initiate by going in invisible and then using the dash plus Cyclone, or if they just rely on Zekin's flash tippers, because that one is instant. And if Dominate uses his W anywhere near vision, Cloud9 will notice that he stopped moving. It's just immediately
Jetzt machen sie einen Troll-Gang. Pass mal auf, ey.
Oh man, going for the 4-man bushwhack high over the wall. Where's the board? Oh, he tries to
die Annie, ey.
There's the damage. There's the last Q from high, and the fight's already engaged at the bottom of the Baron Kobe. The ultimate comes down, a beautiful hit from Draven, sneaking in to kill for himself. Boy gets turned on, very low damage there, and he can't spell vamp enough life back. It is going to be high going down, but they turn the fight back onto Cop, and they may just turn to Baron.
Nee, die werden den Baron jetzt nicht machen, die sind zu low. Genau das hätte ich jetzt auch erwartet.
Baron? No, it's just Kate up. Yeah, no.
Baron says, get out of my house. He almost took down Elimination there.
He almost took down a lot of them. There were 2, 3.
Ja, und Draven macht zu viel Schaden.
Ja, das ganze halbe Team, ja, das ganze halbe Team ist doppelt gemobbelt, ne? Ah, der hat das halbe Team zerfetzt.
Der Draven.
These are the Raven Adoration stacks coming in. Another good play on top of the Rumble ulti.
Wow. And
decimates Quad.
Ja. Die Kaden entkommt wieder.
Perfect fight coming in for Cloud9, and Curse needed to be more grouped up in that fight. 26 minutes in, it's now a definitive lead for Cloud9. 6,000 gold has been
Gut, dass die LeBlanc da oben eine einfach wegpören kann.
LeBlanc, wie gesagt, die ist gegen Caster halt total übel, ne? Weil die haut ja erstmal sofort einen Silence raus, ne?
Ja.
Front of that fight, trying to put down the first bit. Flash is actually up in the last fight. He was able to quickly avoid not off the W stairway. Get that round one. See him go and force it back again. Kobe, they want to force this fight.
They have a two-man screening squad down here of Levitation and High. Sacrificing one outer turret for Baron. 100%.
Yeah, they get a good move on that one. Minion wave is in their favor, but they're not able to use any more of it. They still have to respect the Baron up Cloud9 now. This is going to be tough.
I mean, Curse waited so long. Wow, Lemon does get a hook, but nobody around.
Aber der Himmel geht nicht mehr Marsch.
So that's the
Nur
answer.
8K, oder gute 8K. 8K.
They walk away.
Finally been answered.
What was I talking about though? Oh yeah, Curse were
das
waiting
machen
so
die
long
richtig
for
gut.
that picture-perfect engage. You know, they gave up all these dragons and all these objectives because they wanted to get to the point where they could land a post-level 11 combo with an anti-tibbers. But since Annie was caught out before it even started, they never got the opportunity to stack those CCs. And it's really going to be the Cloud9 show now.
Lord, the mobility of Cloud9 is intense. They go from mid to top with lantern tosses, High going over walls, and Curse couldn't even react.
They have no power. They lost the Baron. Catching in the adder. Very difficult for them. They have to
So das Oberste mitkommen und bald liegst du in deinem eigenen Gekräuse.
Slowing things down a little bit here as high as going to be that.
Danke.
He does go
Kenway, richtig?
potential build.
Bin auf eurer Seite.
Not able to be squeezed in there before the void snap. But I thought he was going to get, or just knew he could do that right off the bat. So either Cesar Drod is picked up for him. Finish up the Rabadon's next. Boy's build has been pretty recipe as well. He went for that Spectral's Cowl, then he had the Revolver, and now he has Mask, or Hunting Guys actually previously, so he's still...
Der Tag hat sich gelohnt.
Yeah, he went defensively for the late phase, which worked. He was able to survive just fine against LeBlanc / Oh, well, this is the other option. I said the only option was the turtle. That's not true. I was wrong. You can also hope for a bush gank. Cloud9 though have to play it careful, and even though they're so far ahead, they're sticking as a 5-man squad. Bush gank does not work if the whole team comes into the bush.
This is what they need. They have to see everybody just bunched up together. With the Cyclone on top of that.
Wir schauen so das für Kreise.
To have it happen, like you said, the Wukong all very hard to hit.
Yeah. So as soon as they see the whole team is together, they're probably gonna have to back off.
Oh man,
Chris gonna wait for the day. Did he cop? No, he didn't.
I don't know, man. Hard hat's on.
I grabbed that sucker.
Hard hat's on. Oh, they go in. The
Let's get
blast
close.
hitters. The equalizer is sitting on the entire team, but Cloud9 is
Yeah, but the
shredding.
Huntsman's cushion
Both
is
teams
not
are actually getting shred right now as the focus is perfect. Now into Quaz, turning on to Boy. It is going to be good Evo play kills from Vladimir, but it's not enough. Bomb comes out on top of the triple kill.
And that was a desperation call right there. They knew that they had to pull off the combo to make it work, and even though the whole team was coming over to the bush, still tried to pull it off. I like the effort because they know that they are just going to lose the slow game if they wait it out, and they went for the big play that could get them back in this. Zekin leading it off, and they land 2 people, which is pretty good, setting up for Dominate to knock up someone here. They end up getting Sneaky off of it. So they take out that huge damage threat that's going to be life-stealing if you don't take it down early. Only problem is the rest of Cloud9 still around able to finish this one off. That's how they kind of wanted this to work out though. With December setting up that Cyclone and following it in with the Vlad and Jack's damage just a bit too late because they didn't get the first team fight around very quickly.
Very high risk strategy situation they tried to pull off. With that loss, the minion wave was right behind them. That blows into an inhibitor turret, the bottom lane being down. And that inhibitor open with the lead that Cloud9 has is very stressful.
Yeah, and, you know, I do respect that call. Just playing for it. Trying to make it
Jet said
happen.
last time, behind, you know, he likes the teams that make those moves. They try. Sometimes it fails, but you got to.
You don't want to just lose by default. Bring it down. But now, they have to choose a different bush because Cloud9 are going to be looking at that one.
They got that one voted over.
That one, cool. Celeste.
11 to 5. The kills, not really a huge factor in this game. They've won lanes quite a bit. CS is so much gold coming from these teams. 288 to 240 there. 250 to 239 is actually Shifter, or High rather, has been able to start taking because of his baby.
And that magic resistance isn't going to help them at all. 3 Void Staffs, and then Sneaky's got a Last Whisper, so any sort of defense that you try and put up, they're going to have percentage penetration to get right through it. So at this point, you just have to build offense in your curse and hope for picking people off, getting insta-gives on people, and relying on your CC as your defense, and then just pouring everything, all of your money, into offensive power.
Offensive power that gets these Herald.
Die haben die Annie auch mal rausgefokust, bevor die stunnen konnte, ne?
Great pick up there. The talisman is
Wahrscheinlich die
finished for them.
So even on top of Bloodthirster fed Draven here, who is really hard to take down because he life steals so much with his axes amplifying the base damage. On top of that, Zeke's Herald, I mean, Curse is going to have to shoot it down.
Like that? That's the burst down on the other side. The flip side of it. Got gonna get the Evo plague out of this one. Dominate's going very low and he flashes out of the fight. Cloud9's able to pretty much just surround Curse. In take them out in that engagement.
Boy didn't even get to play the game here for the last push. Cloud9 looking to end it.
It does look pretty definitive. 33 minutes into the game, a 14-5. Cloud9 was hungry coming off of last week's loss. They don't let it happen again. They get the win with the curse.
Wat ik net dacht.
Very happy for them. Going to be able to really just what happened last week. Not have to worry about it. I'm sure they went and watched the tape over and over and figured out what they did in that game. But didn't really seem like Curse had a chance after those first few engagements.
The game plan this time around looked pretty solid.
Ja, es gibt ja noch eine Rückrunde.
With the early CS advantage.
Und das Spiel haben sie immer total verkackt.
Not only were they able to get them holding for themselves, but also control of the bottom lane means control of Dragon. And Cloud9 starting off with the Dragon like that, all of just boosted them straight up there. So there was not a lot of counterplay for Curse.
Was du, was machst du denn?
Ich spiele Hearthstone so.
Weil da immer so rausschneiden und so.
Hast du auch mit zweitem Monitor?
Ja, ja.
Naja. Gerhard, morgen siehst du beim Mediamarkt vorbeifahren und einen Monitor kaufen. Dann kauft er danach noch den zweiten und regt sich noch mehr auf. Den falschen und regt sich noch mehr auf.
So far behind at that point that they really only have one chance, and if you don't make it count the first time, stack points, then it snowballs into this.
Kommt noch ein Spiel oder war es das für heute?
Ich weiß nicht.
Keine Ahnung.
Aber ich glaube, da kommt man jetzt.
Even though Meteos flat here, first throw top didn't work out so well. They both had some success with it.
Right.
So I feel like that top lane was played pretty well by both guys, junglers and the top lane.
And then the jungler's giving them help kind of one after the other. Coming in from down, go for Quas, and then Meteo's got to go for balls, and then it just, Quas didn't get that much help. Dominate started having to defend for other people, defend for other lanes, and that's, I think,
it just goes to show, even though Balls has adapted to the tank meta, picked up those champions, he can still go right back to Rumble, and destroy him.
It did create a problem that he got, he almost got first blooded. He was able to kind of turn that guy, or no, he did get first blooded, and then they turned it around. He said he had a mentality.
Nee,
He's
ne?
always very calm. He moves around a lot.
Das Wasser war zu flach, ich bin gestorben.
Looking at Cloud9 now with
Du hast echt ein
really
Problem
how
mit
they
deinen
focus on
Piratenschiffe.
things, it's
Das ist eigentlich nicht
to help
schlimm,
each
weil
other out.
gespeichert hat er kurz vorher. Dann ist quasi gar nichts passiert, aber das mal, im Gegenteil, ich habe sogar jetzt noch ein bisschen GD gespart.
In the play too, Lemonation pulling people onto his ultimate, helping out there, worked out really well.
Alright, well we've got to take a quick break right now, but when we come back, Meteos and Balls will join Jat to talk about their decisive win over Curse. Then we'll see if Dignitas can make it 5 in a row.
Ah, kommt noch eins, Dignitas gegen
Be right
CLG.
back.
Wer spielt?
Dignitas gegen CLG.
Ah. I love Cream Pie?
Beauty Pie.
Psst. Lass mir die Illusion.
Hard heads on, oh, they go in! The blast timbers! An equalizer is sitting on the entire team, but Cloud9 is shredding! Both teams are actually getting shred right now as the focus is perfect. Now into Quaz, turning onto Boy. It is going to be good Evo Blade kills from Vladimir, but it's not enough. Balls comes out on top with the triple kill.
Aber die haben Curse echt doof dastehen lassen, ne?
Ja.
Da kommen sogar noch 2 Spiele. Mhm.
Ja, das letzte ist Challenge Series wieder.
Logitech. Ich habe alles von Logitech. Tastatur, Maus, Webcam, meine Boxen.
Boxen oder Logitech?
Aber die habe ich am Fernseher dran. Also, naja, Fernseher ist relativ. Am PC halt. Sound kommt ja aus dem PC. So eine Musik müsste bei uns im Laden mal laufen, ey. Aber bei uns kommt ja immer Fahrstuhlmusik.
Oh, das hat er gerade gebracht.
North American LCS Spring Split, and in their first win of the week, I'm joined by Balls and Meteos from Cloud9. How's it feel to get back?
Well, it feels pretty good. You know, we lost our last game last week, so we were kind of sad, but we got to win this week, so it's good.
Yeah, and Balls, actually, could you talk to me a bit about maybe what team mindset was like after losing to Dignitas, which was a big surprise for everyone?
After losing to Dignitas, we were like, wow, what happened? How did we lose to Dignitas? And I think they played really well against us. I got caught off guard by the gank that Crumbs did to me early game, and yeah, it just threw me off.
Let's actually get into this game a little bit. You brought back Rumble for the first time in a while. Is that ever going to stop, in your opinion?
Komm mal vor, bei Mini-Playback-Show.
Probably not. Rumble's like my favorite champ, and I'm just going to whip him out whenever I can.
Speaking of champion diversity here, Meteos, I think last year you guys may have been a little criticized for sticking to really small champion pools, and you're doing it with Elise and Vi in this, so far this season. Do you see that as a weakness?
I don't really see it as a weakness because I've been picking the champions I feel like are the best, and if people will let me get at least every game, I'll probably play it. Right? She's like my favorite champion. But we do have a lot of stuff prepared if we don't get the champions that we want. Right. So we're not necessarily these champions, but we just feel they're the best.
And this game actually went pretty well for you guys. Once you got a lead, there was actually a sneak attack that we never thought we were going to be able to bring up right here. That Curse planned on you guys, but didn't quite work. Walk me through your guys' reaction when this initiation happened.
Okay, so we actually thought they were in the bush. I said to go check the bush, but they came out a little bit earlier than we thought. We didn't expect them to flash out of the bush at us. So it caught us a little off guard, but we somewhat expected it, and we figured if they were going to commit that hard to just initiate, we'd have enough time to fight.
Balls, you were just kind of waiting in the wings there with an equalizer. Is that a perfect fight with Rumble?
Yeah, whenever like they go on us, it's just my time to shine.
Putting down the equalizer. Something that's interesting is last year you guys had total domination in the North American scene, 25-3, and then you faltered a little bit on the world stage. Do you have a different? What's your mindset now coming into this year?
I think we got a little bit complacent last year because if I go back and watch our games, I don't actually think we were that good. I think what we did worked, kind of, but I don't think we were doing all the right things all the time. And so even this year, I don't think we're as good as we can be, and we still have a lot to work on and practice and improve, and hopefully be able to compete against the team.
So would you actually say your focus would be more on like the SKT and the teams in Korea, or is it still focused on the
I guess it's kind of both. If we play well enough to be on the level of SKT, we'll probably be good enough to, you know, get teams in NA2.
And final question for you guys here. Who do you actually see as your biggest threat in North America coming through Russian season?
Biggest threat is probably TSM.
Yeah, it's gotta be TSM.
Because you guys did beat them in the first game. Still TSM.
They're really good.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the interview, guys. Congratulations on your victory. And for now, we're going to send it back across the studio.
Thank you very much, Ja. It is time for our final NALCS game of the day. It's Team Dignitas versus Counter Logic Gaming. And Kobe, everyone wants to see if Dig can keep the momentum going and repeat the hot streak in the 2013 series.
Yeah, in the interview that Skara gave, you know, part of the credit, he rightly so gave to because Cruiser, the new top laner, he's flown under the radar, but he's helped his team get 3 wins as Dr. Hugo. He's been a pretty solid guy up there.
Die Headsets sehen so scheiße aus.
CLG, who looked unimpressive against TSM, and is so far 2-3 on split.
CLG definitely need to get a win to break even and avoid digging themselves into sort of a deeper hole until they await the return of Dexter, who's supposed to just save them all. In the mid lane, Hotshot has struggled to control his lane, and most recently as that Ziggs in the brutal beating that he got from TSM showed no mercy.
And while his results on Rift have been mixed, his team's enthusiasm is still holding steady.
This was supposed to be our split to really show out our new roster, and it didn't happen. Dexter had problems with immigration. He actually got sent back to Germany after flying all the way to the US. What are we going to do? Listing out some really great players. We were going through so many names, and it was Zolif that actually sat down and was like, why don't you play?
Hotshot's really great in a lot of areas. His mechanics are pretty good. He understands his weaknesses and his strengths really well, and he's really open.
He's like, no, I think it'd be more comfortable for us if you played. And that's how it happened.
It's really an exhilarating feeling in a sense because it's like, damn, I gotta play with Hotshot again on the team. And he's someone that I've been looking up to, and it brings back memories from like the very first split of just playing with them. But at the same time, it's definitely different because he's not playing top lane anymore, he's playing mid lane.
He's not a mid player, he's a top player. Now our mid player is in our jungle, and our mid player also got changed to the shot calling position. So our entire team just got flipped upside down.
And the big news of the day is Hotshot GG. He's back, and he's actually playing mid lane.
This is top secret, but at one point, Link was supposed to go in the jungle. I've seen him play in solo queue, and he plays like Meteos.
I was confident that I could play jungle really well, so I gave Hotshot the option. You can go anywhere you want, you can go top, mid lane, or jungle, and me and Nian will fill the roles.
It was kind of natural because I was spamming mid and solo queue to just go mid. I got my butt handed to me like 10 games straight.
Hotshot GG in the middle lane has a fairly small champion pool, so they might dump 3 bans into Hotshot.
I couldn't, broaden my champion pool that much in 2 weeks. If they target bans on me, then I gotta let my team carry.
He's been like playing like 12 hours a day. He's been doing 1v1s with me, and he put in the effort of an LCS player.
He is going to be bought into little pieces, but remember a live CLG. That is Hotshot.
Wie bitte?
CLG going to take down the next, going to pick up their win. Hotshot GG. Well played.
Sorry, das ist auf dem Monitor gerade so laut.
He's likely to
Komm mal kurz. Ja, die Musik und das scheiß Geblasen, das ist halt laut, ne? So, jetzt bitte, was?
Ob du mir sagen kannst, wann es wieder weitergeht?
Ach so, ja, na, das kann ich natürlich gerne machen. Warum sagst du das nicht live?
Ich bin fertig.
Alle Segel, Bewegung!
Aber schon wieder gut Geld gefarmt hier und Assassin's Creed. Und oh, dahinter taucht, da ist eine Seeschlacht ohne mich.
Kann nicht mehr weit sein. Segelresten raus aus der Höhe! Jetzt kommt Ram und Marsegel!
Oh.
Ram und Marsegel festzurren! Jetzt jeden Zoll Segel! Ich weiß, unser Mädchen kann segeln. Jetzt zeigt es!
Am Ziel ist sie dort, Sir. Das wird sie versenken.
Weit durch und kriegt!
Bereit zu feuern, Sir.
Alle außer Großbergen!
Bis dahin, Sir.
Raus aus dem Wind!
So gut wie fertig.
Feuer!
Matrosen bereit zum Entern, Sir.
Feuer!
Alles in die Schwachstelle. Wir stehen am Tor zur Hölle.
Ein Wrack mehr!
Eine Salve genau da rein.
Gefechtsrollen! Feuer! Er kommt auf uns zu! Fregatte! Feuer! Bereit machen für Aufschlag!
So schnell wir können, Sir. Jetzt hat sie dort, Sir. Das wird sie versenken.
Feuer! Außer Schussweite bleiben! Feuer! An Steuer, Captain! Feuer! Segel setzen! Bewegung! Vordersegel klar! In die Wanden! Alle Segel! Top! Ram! Nachsegel! Nachsegel retten! Kriegt in die Hölle, Jungs!
Wir werden euer Tod sein.
Bringt sie um und füttert mit ihnen die Haie! Also das Deck sauber! Ihr werdet alle zugrunde gehen!
Ja, das geht übrigens gerade Pick und Ban los.
Ja, die Bahnen sind gerade durch. Ja, ich kaper gerade ein Schiff, das hab ich so hingeguckt.
Kaperst gerade ein Schiff? Oder was?
Assassin's Creed. Black Flag. Schon wieder Elise, was ist denn los da? Ach, diesmal im Jungle.
Spielt wieder Curse, oder was?
Nee, nee. CT schon wieder alle. Aber schon wieder Drave. Drave, aber nicht als Jungler, ne? Die tauschen bestimmt gleich noch.
Ja, klar.
Aber Drave als Jungler! Und Quinn! Oh!
Das ist interessant, ja.
Finde ich total stark.
Ah, doch keine Quinn.
So viel Segel wie ihr könnt! Setzt alle Segel, die wir haben! Bereit zu schießen, Sir! Sind bereit, Sir!
Oh, meine Platte wird gerade wieder voll. Okay, mal einen Cut.